Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the Old Paper Lady. I'm Lori. If you're new here, hi and welcome, and thank you for joining us. Let's see, what am I going to do today? We are going to work on ephemera making for our other daisy journal. So I've not decided if I want to put any papers in this journal other than the whatchamacallit. Hold on. Excuse me. Sneeze snuck up on me. Oh. I've not decided if I wanted to put any papers in between these pages, because you can write on all of this. So I kind of don't know what I want to do. I'm thinking I'm just going to take these and put them together and make a journal out of these, because you can write on all of this. I really do think that's what I want to do. See, I want a white and a dark. Oh, that'd be pretty in the middle, wouldn't it? I think I got more dark pages than I do light pages. So let's just kind of mix it up. Just do that. Let's see where that gets us to. It's kind of a light, it's kind of a dark. We'll consider you to be a light page. Do that. That'll be pretty. On the front. I'll put this one here, and then that'll be our middle. Alrighty. I like this with this because see, that is the same daisy right there. You see what I'm saying? Just the shape of it. That's why I liked this blue fabric, and I think it's going to be really pretty with it. So I think that's what we'll do. That'll be our pages. So that's going to be the middle. Let's make sure that they are facing up ways. And that one's kind of non-directional, so is that. I think that'll be pretty. Like I said, you can write on all these with a dark pen. And just making sure that the pages are turned the way we want them. And this one here, I think, needs to go that way. Well, I'm not real sure on that, because see, it has it coming. Excuse me, now apparently I got the hiccups again every time I turn the camera on. But yeah, I think that will be pretty. Put that there. See, now this one does need to go this way. And then we'll do that. And I want this one on the front, and that one needs to go up that way because the stems are coming from the bottom. And I think that is going to be pretty. So yeah, that'll be our journal pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll just use all of these papers, and that'll be our journal. And I think that's going to be pretty. Okie doke. Well, that is decided. Well, that's the video for today. No. Yeah, I knew I had light and darks, and I just wanted to rotate them, so that's done. this is a ephemera that we have got ready and made, or I've been working on. I just took a tag because it was one of my messed up prints where my printer didn't, print, and I just backed it. And then this can be a side tuck either way that we need it to be on either side. I like it on that one, and I like it this way. Then we got a few small tags here. And then we have these, the foil print. And then we got some small journal cards here. Just a few little tucks. Now we may take and put them down a page, I don't know. And then that is a journal card. So that is the ephemera I have already made, inked, and fixed up. I just got to put toppers on them. And I may not put toppers on them, I don't know. Now all of this came from Ginger Journals. The fussy cuts I'm using are from her Sweet Daisy fussy cuts, and here's some that I did not fussy cut, and I think I will fussy cut them, because guess who just put out a Denim and Daisy's journal pages, journal kit, digital, scrapbooking with me, Miss Edith over there. So I said, shut up, look at that, and look. So then I would have enough, because this is a fat quarter, I'd have enough of this to make the cover for that Hushy Face. I was so excited today when I saw her video. I was watching videos at work, when I was just standing there waiting for people to come in. And so I said, yep, that would work. Denim and Daisy. And I'm glad that I picked the blue one. Says, when I got back home, I was like, well, I should have got the green one. The green with the daisy on it, and it was small little daisies, but I like that because those flowers match, but that's okay. So I got fussy cuts for that Denim and Daisies to go in that kit. I may not do it this right yet, but anyways, the other journal pages, the ones that I'm using for this journal, are the watercolor daisies. So all of that come from Miss Ginger Journals. So I was thinking I could use these fussy cuts, take and use them, and make another journal out of that kit that Scrapbooking with Me just put out. I said, heck yeah, I got a cover to go with it, and I got fussy cuts, and we'll just, I think it's going to be a pretty journal. The blue and yellow, it's got a little bit of hints of pink in it. So this is pockets, and then this is I think I am just going to use these as envelopes to put in the front and back. So they need to be inked up and done. These are all the pockets here that we have, and journal cards, so those need to be fixed as well. So I'm just going to pull this out. This here, I wanted this to be a side tuck. And I thought that I could just run the little daisies down it, like so, and glue it on a page and have it as a tuck. That's what I want to do with that. I think that'd be pretty. I need to glue this right here because I just popped it up. But yep, that's what I was thinking to do with that. Because I do have mainly journal cards for this one. I don't really have a whole bunch of tags. So I think I will, when I get to messing with the tuck spots here. And like it had the skinnier pockets. I think I'm going to cut one of those. Let me see here if I can get it out. Alright, so this is a side tuck. That's a side tuck. So like the pockets, I think I'll leave these flaps here on and cut this one off. Either way, I put it in the journal, and then that'll be just a tuck spot, kind of like these. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for that, for those pockets. Just either side of it, whichever side that I choose to use it in the journal. Either, I'll cut this side off and just glue these flaps, or cut that one off. That's what I'm thinking for that. So we need to work on that too, but I wanted to work on ephemera today. Make up some ephemera. Let me put this over here. So that's what we're going to work on. I hope everybody's doing good. I didn't really do a whole lot yesterday. My dad came yesterday morning when I thought I was going to be able to film. Come to visit, and we needed to help him get his medicine list put together for what medicines he's taking and this and that. And he has to have, every time he goes to the doctor, he's got to have, you know, this list. So he has to write the list down for him or what have you. And so he's like, you know, I'm going to come over there. We'll just put the list on the computer. And then whatever time, you know, if they change the medicines, change doses or what have you, then we can just come and print it and send it to me in email, and I can print it or something like that. So that's, he had my daughter do that for him yesterday morning, and I printed him out 2 or 3 copies. A condensed down list where he can put it in his billfold and carry with him in case something happens. And then, you know, a couple extras to put up for him to take to doctors. Every time he goes to the doctor or what have you, he's got to have that medication list. So, and then yesterday evening, my son came and he got off of work, visited for a little bit, and then hung out with him. Well, he hung out with his sister. I was in here fussy cutting, running my stuff through my fussy cut machine. I got like about a 5-inch stack of fussy cuts that I had printed off for Christmas that I hadn't got fussy cut yet, and I still got about another 2 inches worth that I got to get done. And then I'll be caught up on that stuff that I had printed out and just hadn't had fussy cut yet. I'm hoping this works. I hope they work. Alright, so I'm going to set that off to the side, and hopefully it'll dry and it'll work. I think that's the only thing I needed that for. I just thought it would be really pretty on a page to have those daisies run down it on a fussy cut, like on a side tuck like that. Because, you know, I had them and I hadn't used them yet. Now, most of these, like I say, it's going to be journal cards. So, we're just going to round the corners. And that's why I was thinking I'd just take most of those. And if pocket type situations, either way that they needed to be, the little flap needed to be cut off when I put them in a journal. So, these journal cards will fit in there. So, that's what I was thinking on. Instead of, you know, trying to make tags and journal cards or what have you. And now all of the fussy cuts and everything, like I said, for this that I'm making came from Ginger Journals. Y'all, I'm froze to death. It is, let's see, what was it? Saturday, I think it was. It was 80, what was it? It was 86 degrees here Saturday. Excuse me, when we went to go do our grocery pickup order. Well, now today, it did not get out of the 50s. Or, well, it barely made it to 50, actually. And tonight, we're under a freeze warning. It's supposed to be getting down to 30, 32, maybe to 30 degrees, depending on, you know, if you lived in a high or low line area, depending on where you lived. And I was like, ain't no wonder I can't get no better, all this weather changing. Yeah, and it rained all day yesterday. It's just a mess. I'm just trimming up some of these little jutted out pieces here. But that is springtime weather here. we'll have two or three frost springs. You can't really do any, well, you can plant potatoes. Because if the tops of them come up, that'll be okay. They'll grow back. They get frostbit. Then you can do, let's see, plant potatoes, plant onions, and sweet potatoes. You know, I don't know, sweet potatoes, it's a little early for them yet. Because, you know, they grow from plants down, put tubers out. So it's, yeah, you wouldn't plant sweet potato slips yet. But there's a few things that you can go ahead and plant now that will be okay. You know, like chives and stuff like that. Pretty much everything else, no. My daddy's like, I done got taters and onions and blah, 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 and, you know, this, that, and other. I was like, yeah. And anything that's green on it that comes up, you know, it's going to wipe it out. I think I want to put this on this side here. But yeah, so that's the big story around here. And if any strawberry plants, you gotta get out and make sure those are covered, or we won't have a strawberry crop this year. So that's mainly what everybody around here is worried about, is the strawberries right now. Like I said, you know, we have 2 or 3 frost springs. Like, it'll warm up for about 2 or 3 weeks. You know, and it won't be below, I'm just going to take that off of there. It won't be below 40 degrees for 2 or 3 weeks at night. And then all of a sudden, all it takes is that one little bit, that one night. And it don't even take a whole night, just an hour. And as soon as frost hits it, it's done for. That frost tender plants are done for as soon as the frost hits it. So you can cover up your stuff if you got it planted out, you know, or you can if you put it in a pot, you can put it, you know, back in your greenhouse, or, you know, most of the time, if I've got seedlings going now, I got them on my back porch. So I'll put them on the back porch and set them in and out, let them get sun and stuff like that, and then nighttime I put them back in on the porch. But I hadn't got any seedlings of any sort going this year. Normally I done have tomatoes, peppers, and stuff like that going. Most of my herbs. But, you know, here our summer lends itself long enough to where, you know, you can pretty much plant from seed about anything you want, and it'll come up and grow. About the only thing that I really like to get a head start on here is peppers. Because if you have pepper plants and you put them out before the real bad heat sets in, and most plants like peppers, tomatoes, and stuff like that, they don't flower when it's above 85 degrees. So if you can get your peppers and stuff like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you can get your peppers and everything going and started and put them in the ground, you'll get you a little bit of a harvest before the heat kicks in. And peppers, you just got to keep them, you know, just got to keep them watered, basically. You know, you ain't got to water them a whole bunch, but, you know, keep them watered a couple of times a week. So they'll make it through the heat of the summer, and then the fall time's usually when peppers just come on and just flush out. So then that way you'll have 2 offsets of peppers. That's kind of what I try to do most of the years if I grow peppers anyways. Okay. So I hope everybody is doing all right. Everybody's hanging in there. I'm just trying to hang on through this sickness. I wasn't really hurting a whole bunch today. Just a little achy. And today is the last day that I have to take the antibiotic. So we'll see in a couple of days if the pain comes back in my ribs, which it is not gone away. It's still there. It is dull now. It is a dull pain now, but it is still there, still prevalent. I need to get me a sip of water. Because anytime that I talk for any length of time, my voice starts getting hoarse, and I got to get a little bit of sip of drink. And as long as I have a drink, I'm okay. So yesterday was visitation day here at the house. So I was just fussy cutting away, and then I was like, well, should I shoot a video or should I just wait? And I was like, I'm just gonna wait. I want to get these fussy cuts because it's been stacked up sitting over on my 4-tower cart. And I was just like, I need to get that fussy cut and get it done and start working it in to my Merry Make Mondays. And start getting some kits put together, you know. Like get the fussy cuts done, get the femur made, you know. Do all of that kind of stuff. Get the kits together. And then that kind of thing. And then that way we'll start working on them slowly. Need to glue that, don't we? It's a little flippy flappy over here. But other than that, that's pretty much what I did Monday. Was worked on getting my fussy cuts. Ran through the fussy cutter. I didn't work. I wasn't feeling the best yesterday. And just had the upset residuals of taking antibiotics for another week, you know. So that's always fun. All right, so I think I'm going to try to put this here, and I think I want this down here on this side like that. I think that'll be pretty. But other than that, that was about all I got accomplished yesterday. Sunday, I started working on my fussy cuts a little bit Sunday, and then, you know, I'd done it for a little bit, and I was just not feeling really well. After I shot my Merry Make video Sunday, I was like, well, let me try to get some of these fussy cuts done. I'd done that for about 2 hours, just rotating it through. I got 2 kits done, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling well at all. You know, just didn't feel good. So I was like, well, I'm gonna rest, you know, and then I'll get it tomorrow and get back on it. And that's kind of what I done. And I don't think I went nowhere yesterday, did I? No, I didn't go nowhere yesterday. So we did the Walmart pickup Saturday because I had to do it. Get some medication and stuff. So Friday and Saturday I had to run because I had to get medication. Saturday I went and got some more over-the-counter ibuprofen, Tylenol, stuff like that for fever and this and that, so I could rotate that back and forth and not take the same thing all day long. And then did the Walmart pickup, got us something to eat, and then came back home. Really didn't do much here. I think Saturday was the evening that I was just like, I was just had enough and was like, I'm just I just want to watch some YouTube or TV or movies or something and just sit here. And that's pretty much what I've done Saturday. Now, all of these fussy cuts I printed on regular 20-pound copy paper. So I was like, you know, I'm going to quit if it's a fussy cut and I can run it through my fussy cutter machine. I'm going to just start doing it on that because it is getting a little costly printing all my fussy cuts on cardstock. Now, if it's a pocket or a tag or, you know, a journal card page or something like that, I'll run it through and put it on, I'll put it on 65-pound cardstock, and then I'll run it through and print it on the back. And then that way I don't have to, you know, back all my journal cards, because that takes forever. Backing journal cards and stuff like that, when I can just run it through and print it on cardstock, you know. So, and I got that 32-pound paper from what was it, Innovation something, off of the Walmart.com, that it looked like the same paper from the package and everything was the same as the 32-pound Staples paper. So I got it today in the mail. I gotta open it up and see if it is the same paper. If it is, Miss Betty, then it's Innovative Nations, and it was Walmart.com for $16 and change, and the regular price is like 19. No, regular price is 18, I think is what it said. So I was like, well, I'm going to try that and see if it's the same paper, because it looked like it was in the same pack. I mean, exact same colors and everything as the Staples paper, without the Staples name brand on it. And I still think that is just nuts that you can get Staples paper from Walmart.com cheaper than you can from Staples. That's just craziness. Oh, that's so pretty. I love that. So I thought I'd just make some big old journal cards for this, so we could use our bigger fussy cuts that we had for that one kit. And like I said, I got a whole nother set of the fussy cuts that we can, that I could use and get that kit from Scrapbooking with Me. I think that's going to be a pretty kit. Denim and Daisies. So basically what I've done was I took, I had some neutral scrap boards, collage boards, master boards, whatever you want to call them. And I took and just put the green and the yellow paper to match the kit on it. And that's what I'm using as my journal cards. And I think it turned out quite decent. Because as you can see here, that right there, all I did was just put that on there. And of course I put it on with, because this is cardstock, and I put it on with, that cheap glue, not my Elmer's glue. And it's not holding good, so I have to do a little bit of fixing up there. So I hope y'all all don't mind that I'm doing a back-to-back daisy journals, but they are completely different looks. You know, one had the accents of the whatchamacallits. It had the accent papers of the water papers, the watercolor daisies, but it was the actual journal pages to that was also from Ginger Journals, and it had more of a browner tone, kind of more of a grungier type tone to it. So then I said, well, with this one here, I'm going to take, and it had like book page accents in the back of it and stuff like that. So I said, well, this one, I want to use these pretty big old fussy cuts. So the only way I know that I could use them and, you know, have it come out looking halfway decent is to make some big old journal cards. So that's what I thought I would do. Like I say, I may come back and do daisies a little bit later down the road with that that Denim and Daisy one from Miss E. Because I don't know if y'all are getting sick of watching me work on daisies or not. And that could have been a little bit straighter, couldn't it? Yep. There we go. But, you know, I had the stuff out, and I just kept coming up with ideas, and, you know, had it already fussy cut, and I said, shoot, why not just do it, get it done? While we already had it out working on it, why don't we just get it on done? Just go on ahead and do it. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. But I think after this, I will move on to something else. We'll take the daisy fussy cuts and put them up. Now, if I do go and get that kit from Miss E, I think I will print it, but keep it put up with my fussy cuts. And I probably would like to print the watercolors again, actually, to go with that kit. So I think it'd be pretty to put in the, you know, decorative pages in between it. I think that would be awesome. It's just a pretty kit. That watercolor kit's just beautiful. Now you can take it and get you some substrates, you know, like tag substrates, like these here, and take that watercolor paper and just cover this front and back and make tags like that. You know, envelopes, the time cards, take and cover them front and back with that kit. Make beautiful tags and stuff like that with it. You sure could. I think I'm going to try and see if I can't get me a low tack mat for my Brother Skin and Cut. The one I have is a standard stickiness. You can get a low tack. I think I need that, because the one I've got, like I said, you know, I've had it for almost a year, and I've run and ran and ran and ran and ran everything, all kinds of fussy cuts through that thing. And I tell y'all, it helps me. It saves my hands, because I can't really sit and hold the scissors like that and hold the paper. It starts causing my hands to get cramps and stuff in it, and it's just, it has saved my my arthritic, carpal tunneled hands a lot. Like my right arm, growing up and playing ball and just regular happenings, I've broke that arm, I think 6 times throughout my life so far. My left hand, this has been burnt with hot water, scalding hot spaghetti water, because the steam came up and hit my arm, and it slipped the pot, and the water had actually spaghetti burnt to my arm. So it was 1st-degree burns, because as soon as it happened, I was home having a surgery. I had a pineal cyst, and I just had got out of the soak from that, and it was, you know, getting time for my husband to come home, and I was there. My mama was there helping me watch the kids so I could get in and out of the tub and stuff and take my soaps like I was supposed to for my surgery. And I said, well, I'm gonna fix us some spaghetti for supper, you know. And so she was changing the baby, and then I was over there, and I was like, all right, well, let me take and pour this water out of this pot. You know, surely I can do that and not hurt myself. Well, no, of course I couldn't. And then so I was doing that, and like I said, the steam hit underneath my arm, and I tried to jerk it this way, and when I did, it just completely slipped out. So then my daddy went and bought me this strainer pot, because I was putting a plate on it, or putting the lid on it with a towel. And that's how I was straining my spaghetti at the time. So then my daddy went and bought me 2 strainers so I could strain my spaghetti and noodles and stuff and not burn myself. And so now every time I'm out thrifting and I find a metal strainer, I buy one. Especially the ones that have like the enamel on them and stuff that are real pretty. I've got probably about 7 or 8 of them. Of different sizes and stuff that are just beautiful. So now this here, I think I'm going to make this a side tuck. Well, no, because you've got a side tuck that's like that. Let's just make it a belly band. I need to trim up around that a little bit. I need to trim up around this just a wee bit here. I don't want to go right on top of it, but I want to trim around the floral bits just a little bit better, so it's not too wide. So yeah, when I tell you my hands hurt, like my thumbs will get stuck like this and I can't straighten them out. My ring finger and pinky finger on my right hand get stuck bent like this and I can't straighten them out, or then they won't bend at all. I'll have these fingers bent and they'll stick out like that. I know y'all have seen it on videos, because I was watching one the other day that I shot a video on, and I was like, look at that finger stuck and it wouldn't bend. I was doing something. I was inking something, or no, I was gluing something on the Mary Makes, and my finger stuck. My finger stuck out like this, and it wouldn't bend when I was trying to use the glue stick. But that's what happens sometimes. That's why sometimes you may think I'm dainty or whatever, but it's not. It's just really my fingers won't bend. No, I don't have the teacup hold your finger out. It's just my fingers won't bend sometimes, and sometimes they'll get caught. They'll have a catch in them, and then they won't straighten out either. So I have that happen sometimes in my sleep. I'll wake up and my fingers are just locked like this, and I can't get them to straighten out, and it hurts so bad. And so then, like, the bruising's finally going away in that hand from last week. It's yellow now. Makes it look dirty. I've washed it, and I was like, it just looks dirty. From where it had a big old dark blue bruise from here all the way down. And it was just because my fingers got caught in my sleep and wouldn't straighten up. So I think I can use that as a belly band. Yep. And that's what we're going to do with it then. We'll just use it as a belly band. Put us a journal card underneath it. Now, there's been several freebies on Facebook And I wished I had more time to sit and hunt and look at stuff like that on Facebook and stuff. Because there's a lot of places and a lot of groups and things have daisy freebies and stuff. I believe it was Sunflowers and Doors had a sunflower freebie. It's like a few pages, and then like some journal cards and pockets and such. You know, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty. But yeah. And then let's see, Line.Arrow just put out another pretty freebie this past week with some really pretty journal cards and stuff. I hadn't had time to look at that. She is doing a collab with Tracy Fox at the moment. Some envelopes or something like that. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I hadn't had time to watch that. I worked 42 hours last week. I counted my hours up today because we had to do payroll. And I worked 42 hours last week with being sick. And actually worked Friday night up till closing. And went to the hospital after I got out of work. Sure did. So, I don't know. We don't really need belly bands. Let's make that a tag. Let's make it a tall tag. I don't really need belly bands. I need stuff to go in pockets because I've got enough pockets and stuff. But yeah, I was counting up my hours today to turn them in for the payroll. And I was like, shoot, I worked 42 hours. Actually, 42 hours and 10 minutes last week is what I worked. With pleurisy, which is basically, you know, like every time you breathe, your lung has a weak spot in it and it collapses. And bronchitis. So I'm in and out of the cooler and everything, you know. Yeah. So that's what I done last week, like a knucklehead. It should have not worked Thursday and Friday, just to be quite honest with you. Shouldn't have worked those 2 days. Should have went Wednesday night to the hospital and not went in at all Friday is what I should have did. Or Thursday and Friday. And I don't think I would have been as sick. And that's my issue. I know I'm sick and I feel bad, but you know, I'm like, well, I can breathe and I can do this. I just hurt. I just got to push through it. Well, I'm getting to the age of where just pushing through things causes more health issues than what it's worth. And that's what my youngest daughter was fussing at me about. When I came home from the hospital Friday night, she was like, well, Mama, you're not taking care of yourself, you know. You don't rest. You know, what's the first thing they tell you when they send you home from the hospital? You need to go home, get you some rest, get in bed, and just rest. She said, what do you do? Even though if you can't talk and make a video, what do? You go in there, you print off stuff, or you sit and you put stuff together to make a video with later on when you do get your voice back. And she said, and then you won't turn in a doctor's note. You'll just go right on into work. You know, like it ain't like there ain't nothing wrong with you. And she's like, you need to quit doing that and listening to the doctors and take your time off. If they give you a doctor's note, you need to turn it in. You know, I mean, she's just getting me down the road, y'all. I thought I was about to get a belt whooping. My youngest daughter just giving me down the road, and I said, well, now I know how my mom and daddy feels when I'm like, well, you need to listen to the doctor. Do what the doctor said. You know, don't listen. I don't want to hear that complaint if you don't do what the doctor tell you. So that's what I tell them. I sure do. Now, you're not supposed to be drinking 4 or 5 pots of coffee a day, Mama. You're supposed to be drinking water and juice, eating fruits and stuff, not snack cakes and drinking coffee. That's I get my mama down the road about that, boy. And my daddy, you know, He does take care of himself a little bit, but he won't quit going. You know, he just won't be still. And I don't know. I guess I get that back after him. I can't just sit there and not do nothing. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. Now, if I'm sick and feel bad enough, yeah, I will sit down and just be still. And then, you know, I won't even sit down. I'll get up out of bed, take my medicine. I'll sit in a chair beside my bed and watch TV. Because if you lay down, you know, pneumonia is going to set up in your lungs real quick. So I'll sit up. I won't lay in the bed. I'll get up and sit up in the chair beside my bed. Because I know as soon as I just lay there, pneumonia is going to get me good. So, but yep, that's, but yeah, buddy boy, she gave me down the roads to, it was Saturday morning at about 1 o'clock when I got home from the hospital. 1 a.m. But she was fussing at me. I thought I was grounded. So, yep, I thought I was getting a whooping. And she goes and saying, look, when you're going to go in there right now, and what are you going to go do? I said, I'm probably going to go fussy cut some stuff. Yeah. She goes, see, look, I mean, you just got home from the hospital, Mama, and them telling you. And what does your paperwork say right here? Take a break. Take rest. Drink fluids and rest. Is that not what your paperwork says right here? And I was like, yeah, but I need to do this and that and the other. And she's like, all right then, just whatever. Whatever, Mama. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put this right here. But yeah, my youngest boy, she just let me have it. So I do think that if I do start hurting again like that, because I'm still hurting, it's gotten less painful and has eased up quite a bit. But I do think when it starts hurting, because I know it's going to come back. I know it is. Because I don't know if it's a muscle spasm where I've coughed so much and my ribs are just that sore, and then, you know, I start coughing and then it aches and then I tense up and my muscles catching, or what it is. But I know one thing, I will not be leaving the hospital unless they give me a CT scan, or at least I'll be happy even with a ultrasound of my upper abdomen and my ribs underneath, around in there. You know, because I'm just going to pitch a fit until they do that. And I'll probably get the same doctor that says, well, won't you let me be the doctor? And I'm like, well, I've let you be the doctor, and I'm still not no better. So here's what I think's going on. It feels like there's something in there poking in my ribs, or something moving around. When I bend forward, I feel like something is pushing up against my lungs. And then when I lay on my right side, I feel like something is pushing on my lung. So now, let me be the doctor and tell you need to do a CT scan, or at least an ultrasound of some type of imagery in there. You know, I'll be happy with you look at it with the ultrasound, and then, you know, see what you can see. And then if you see something, yeah, let's get the CT scan, the MRI, whatever we got to do. Because, you know, and if it is muscle spasms that bad, then maybe you need to give me a little bit higher powered antibiotic besides amoxicillin Z-Pack that I've took how many times I couldn't tell you. I've done lost count. Now these I think was gonna be pretty here, but so yeah, that's going to be the argument when I go, if I have to go back, which I'm pretty sure I probably will. These here are on cardstock, but it's like a 40-pound cardstock. I think I just put that on all kinds of crooked, and I did. There we go. And I need to get me a glue stick. I'm about to have this ephemera stuff done up, y'all, while I'm sitting here fussing about my doctors. How long have I been on here fussing and complaining? 50 minutes. 50 minutes of fussing, sorry. All right. No, and I left the lid off of that sucker. Okay, I think put this on here. Hopefully it'll stay. It may glue to my finger because I got glue all over my fingers. Right. So that's that one, and I'm going to ink around it, but I'm going to set it over here to dry. I probably should have inked around it before I put the flowers on it, but that's okay. Let's do this one that way. And this I just backed on, you know, like some kind of cereal box paper, real thin cardboard, chipboard. This one up here, and I'm going to put these like this. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, I got these daisies from the Hobby Lobby, and it's the kind that normally has stems on them, and if you can tell, it looks like they cut the stem off of it. It's got that piece there, so I'm hoping that they'll that it'll glue and stay on here. I'm just putting a bunch of glue on it. That one still wants to stick to my finger. So there's that. Now hopefully these will, I'll have to leave these sitting over here to let them dry. But hopefully, oh no, I just dropped it. Oh, I got glue on my pants. Oh no, we got glue on the pants. Glue on the pajamas. That's no good. Oh shoot. I don't know how well that's going to work. I may have to wind up putting it on there with the old Fabri-Tac. So I'm just going to set that over here and let them dry. Now see, this one here got the Fabri-Tac on them. They on there. Oh yeah, that's cute. And see, it's not too bumpy. It's not too raised up, but that's just pretty. Oh yeah, them's on there, buddy. Heck yeah. Alrighty, that one there's done. I'm just going to set them over here and let them finish drying and, you know. So, yep, that's it. So, I think I'm going to try to get off of here. I'm sure y'all you know, sick of hearing me complain about my health problems and this and that. But, you know, that is what's going on with me at the moment and stuff, and I'm sorry. Alright, so then I think, let's see, got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to get off here. We only got 4 more pieces of ephemera to make. Let's get the ephemera done tonight. Get it done. Okie doke, no problem. We can do that. We'll just get the ephemera pieces done tonight. Then while I'm sitting here tonight, waiting for my video to upload. What time is it? No, I can't do that. I'm still going to have to trim around that and stuff. Alright, so we'll work on that tomorrow. And then I got to get these done. I got to get these pockets and journal cards and stuff cut around and inked up. Okay, and we need to do these. So we still have all of this ephemera to work on tomorrow. And then this is what we got finished. So we'll put it here in the finito box. So this is what we worked on today. All right, you know, we did this. I'm still going to leave it sitting over here letting it dry. And then we got this pocket. I just got to ink around it. I think that's pretty. And all of them staying on there. I'm just going to let them finish drying, you know. And then we did this pocket. Yeah, they're staying on. So you can turn it upside down. Don't fall off now. But I'm just going to let it finish drying. You know what I mean? And so we did this big journal card. I think that turned out pretty. And we got these big tags here. It's got ink splatters on the back. We got this tall, skinny tag. So I think maybe these two, no, it's a little wide, but I know this one and at least 3 of these tags will fit down in those gusseted pockets if we don't cut the gusset off. But see, most of these are big journal cards, so I think those turned out quite pretty. I love that. I think they're real pretty. They're wanting to bow up with me because I've used that glue on it. But yeah, so all of these turned out quite pretty. Then I got some smaller journal cards here. Okie doke. I think we should have enough. Now what I was thinking about doing was you know, inking all these up, and then I need to see how many pockets and tuck spots I actually want to use in this, because we have journal cards like this that we could use as a tuck spot as well. So like you could take and glue that, and see what I'm saying, and use it as a tuck on a page. But I think I would prefer to use the gusseted things and just cut the edge off. And see, and then this would be in here like that. And then you could fit that right up to the edge of the page and have plenty of room to turn it. And then we have journal cards in here as well. So yeah, we got, and look, there's another tag. There's a tag. That'll go in those smaller, there's a journal card. So see what I'm saying with the smaller pocketed bits, those tags will fit down in there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 pockets or tuck spots. That makes 11. One, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? I may wind up putting this, just putting this on a page somewhere. Just putting it on, just put it down like on a page. You know, I don't know. Because now I have an uneven amount of tuck spots. We'll figure it out. It'll be all right. But yeah, it's pockets and tags and tuck spots. This is all the stuff I got to work on. And that stuff needs to be inked. That needs to be inked. These need to be cut. These need to be inked. I think I'm just going to put this, the gold full center on that. That needs to be trimmed up there. And then we'll put it, just do that. I don't really want to put toppers too much on any of these tags. To be honest with you, I just don't. Okay, so that needs work, that needs work. All of this just needs to be inked and glued to the paper. Ink pile, work pile. Okie doke, we got it sorted. So that's where we'll come back and start tomorrow night. We'll start on our work on pile, and then we'll start on the ink pile. Ink and glue pile. Thank you all. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for joining me, and I greatly appreciate you all for hanging in there with me. And we will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.